welcome back. Today, I'm going to be talking about my predictions for the quarterback rankings for next season. The 2019-2020 NFL season went by really quickly. We saw some impressive performances by many different quarterbacks. Today, I'm going to be talking about my predictions. So let's get into it. Let's go. Okay, so let's get this started. We have a tie for 29th with Ryan Fitzpatrick and Jameis Winston. I'm going to talk about Jameis Winston first and why I put him at the 29th spot. Overall, this season, he played 16 games. He threw for 5,109 yards, which is the most passing yards by any quarterback this previous season. He ran for 250 yards and he threw 33 touchdowns and 30 interceptions. And he's the first player to do that, I'm pretty sure. Jameis Winston, he had like, statistics-wise, he was good, and then overall he was bad. He just didn't have a very good 2019 season. He couldn't control the Bucs and lead them to the playoffs again. But I put him at 29, which is last. I put him at last again because he's gonna struggle still. They're still working the kinks out with Bruce Arians and Jameis Winston. We don't even know if he'll keep. We don't even know if the Bucs will actually keep him still. So don't really know that yet. One thing I forgot to mention is this is as if all the quarterbacks were still on their original teams, as if Philip Rivers didn't get traded. Not like Drew Brees is on the Chargers right now. That wouldn't make sense. I mean, nobody got traded, and the starting quarterbacks from last season are still there for this next season. Alright, Ryan Fitzpatrick. He played in 15 games. He threw for 3,529 yards, and he ran 243. He threw 20 touchdowns and 13 interceptions. So not so bad for him. But the reason why I put him at 29 is because they probably will pick a new quarterback next season, and we'll put them drafting a new quarterback next season into the perspective. They'll probably draft a quarterback. We don't know who. I think it'll be Tua, but it could be like Justin Herbert or some other quarterback. But I'm pretty sure they'll draft a quarterback, but say they didn't, Ryan Fitzpatrick would be most likely the starter unless he picked up a free agent. But I put him at 29 because he's older. He's almost done, basically. He's done kind of what he came to do, I would say, in that Miami area, and that was help out that team, give them an actual quarterback. And it's gonna suck for a little while, but they'll be a lot better. Otherwise, Ryan Fitzpatrick is actually not a bad quarterback. Compared to some other quarterbacks on this list, he has better statistics. So overall, he's not really bad. I don't really have much more to say on those two. So let's move on to 28. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. At 28, I put Andy Dalton. He played in 13 games. He threw for 3,494 yards. He threw 16 touchdowns and 14 interceptions. And this is what I was talking about. Ryan Fitzpatrick, he had better statistics overall than Andy Dalton. And I'm going to say he had better ones because his touchdown to interception ratio was a lot better. Andy Dalton is just proving that he is not the future. because he not only didn't play a full season, but he didn't do very well even with almost the entire season to work with. He missed, I think, a month or 3 weeks, but he still could have put more touchdowns in there. He's got Tyler Boyd, he's got AJ Green. If you can work with that, then you've got it. And they need to find a way to use John Ross, because that's also something that they're lacking in, is the usage of John Ross, because he can be a much better receiver, but they need to use him better. Other than that, I put Andy Dalton there because he's, like I said for Ryan Fitzpatrick, he's older. So that's why I put Andy Dalton there. We're pretty much done with the number 28 spot. I'm not going to talk too much on some of these lower guys. I'm not going to really speak much on anyone's behalf, but I'll do my best to describe their playing. We have a tie at 26 with Dwayne Haskins and Drew Lock. I kind of screwed up at these later stages, so these ones are kind of broken, but I'm sticking with them because I'm a lazy bum and I don't want to change any of these. So yeah, you're gonna have to cope with it. I'm gonna start off with Dwayne Haskins. He played 9 games. He threw 1,365 and he ran for 101 yards. He threw 7 touchdowns and 7 interceptions. Alright, Dwayne Haskins. I put him at 26 because of this season and because of how hard it's going to be. I've watched like 1 game of his, of when he was starting. I didn't watch Drew Lock. I know Drew Lock probably has better statistics if he started in the entire season. We'll get to that later on, but Dwayne Haskins, he's not really bad, but he's kind of struggling in that position. You kind of see it. You see it when you see his interceptions, and I think it's because of the O-line. The O-line is not the best. Other than Trent Williams, who they might even lose this next season, their offensive line isn't really all that good. So you can't get the full blame for it, especially being a rookie, but he's kind of the future if you think about it. I don't really know if he is, he could struggle in these next coming seasons and then he could not be the future, but as right now he sure is, and he needs a little bit help. That's what I'm going to say for Dwayne Haskins. Another thing that could help him, that would have made it more easier for me to put him on this list, is if the touchdowns and the interceptions, if the touchdowns were more and if the interceptions were less. I was going to say touchdowns and interceptions were going to be greater, but that wouldn't make any sense. You don't want more interceptions. But through 9 games, he almost threw, if you just imagined it like he threw every game was a pick, he would have thrown, if he were playing through all of these, he probably would have thrown 12 interceptions compared to 12 touchdowns. If we're thinking of it, this trend continues and he plays the entire season, it probably would be 12 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. And I'm pretty sure there's another quarterback in this list who has close to close to 12, which is Andy Dalton. But other than Andy Dalton, there's another quarterback I'm pretty sure who is close to that 12 mark. And you just don't want to be there, because I'm sure Dwayne Haskins wants to be one of the better quarterbacks. Well, you got to reduce the interceptions. There are quarterbacks who have less interceptions than him, and they played through the entire season. So if you're gonna be good, then try and reduce the interceptions. I know it's gonna be hard because of that offensive line, but you want to reduce the interceptions and throw more touchdowns. That's what I'm gonna say for Dwayne Haskins. Let's get to Drew Lock. Drew Lock, he played in 5 games. He threw for 1,020 yards. He scored 7 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. So Drew Lock, stats-wise, he's a favored guy. He didn't play very bad. But same thing with Dwayne Haskins is that interceptions. And I'm talking about the interceptions because he played 5 games and he threw 3 interceptions. That's the same where there's a 2-way gap between the interceptions being the same as how many games he played. Same thing with Dwayne Haskins, 7 and 9. It's 2 ways away from being that. But other than the interceptions, his yards are pretty good because if the season and if those two were competing against each other all by themselves, they would. Well, no, Drew Lock would have more yards than Dwayne Haskins. So Drew Lock, pretty good. I'm not going to really say much off of him. I haven't watched him yet, but not really bad. I see him succeeding in the NFL. I can't see the same for Dwayne Haskins. I just am not sure. But stat-wise, I see him being really good. I didn't really say why I put them at 26. I think the reason I put Dwayne Haskins at 26 is because he's going to struggle next season with a horrible offensive line that they should be working on, but I'd say he will struggle because of that reason, and he'll have another not so good season. Drew Lock, I put him at a tie for 26 because he'll just I feel like he'll also struggle a little bit. I'm not really sure why he'll struggle, but things are changing in that Denver area, so I just say he's struggling. Alright. Up next, we have Mitchell Trubisky at the number 25 spot. Alright. Mitch Trubisky played in 15 games. He threw 3,138 yards, and he ran for 193. He threw 17 touchdowns and 10 interceptions. So what I gotta say about Mitch Trubisky, so I was born in North Carolina, so I always grew up as a fan of the Tar Heels and the Panthers. So Mitch Trubisky, him not playing very well, kind of saddens me because there hasn't been a quarterback from UNC who's gotten it right, and he was doing really good at the beginning of his career. So that kind of hurts me. He could even be traded, but I don't see that happening. Not this season. Maybe next season. Maybe in a couple seasons. But you can really only hope the best for Mitch Trubisky. All I gotta say is get the interceptions down, keep the touchdowns up, and passing yards up, and he's gonna go back, and there won't be any doubt about that. But that's all I gotta say quickly about Mr. Trubisky. It hurts talking about his failing success. That's what I can call it. So this is kind of me rethinking this. I didn't really talk about Mitch Trubisky all that well. So I'm just gonna talk about like what he's gotta do. Like elaborate a little bit more on what he's gotta do. So like I talked about before, the touchdown to interception ratio is really important. Because a quarterback who is successful they have a much higher touchdown rate to that interception part of it, and that's what he's kind of failing in as of right now. You can tell he's like close to tying with those touchdowns and interceptions. He's got to keep it lower than it already is. Really, all Mitch needs to do is keep the interceptions low and make the touchdowns high. That's all I got for you guys today. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.